Today is day 1 of the 21-day live challenge. I feel like I just wanna call it 21 days of getting unshy. Like, it's just I don't know, it's just I can't let go of getting unshy, and that's just where we at with it. So, yeah, so the real question is not do Black people support, because I feel like we know that Black people support businesses. We know that Black people have been trendsetters. We know that Black people have been trendsetters. We know that Black people have the highest buying power. Like when we spend our money, we spend our money. That's why they target us. So clearly, we support. It's just a matter of what. Like, does it bring value to us? Thank you, friend. Thank you. Does it bring value? Like, is this really like improving my life in some way? Do I feel like you can relate to me and connect to me and what I'm going through? So, if I don't feel like that's what's happening, then I'm not going to support. And it's no love lost. It's just, I'm just not going to support it because why would I give my money to it? You know? And so I think that like even like that whole idea. So before I go into our little tangent, have y'all seen the video already? Like, have y'all seen the video that I'm talking about? Have you seen the original one? Because the video got taken down actually. So, hey Rev, the video, she took down the original video. So there is like a page I found that they had the full video downloaded before she was able to take it down. But if y'all haven't seen the video that I'm talking about, okay, Obi, I'm gonna let y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So there's a video that was posted like a few days ago, and the woman was talking about that Black people don't support Black creators. Okay. So that's the claim that she made. Honey, the claim is that Black people do not support Black businesses. And so when she said that, her argument was that in order for you to grow as a creator, in order to grow your platform, you have to basically appeal to white people, right? And so she gave all of these examples of different people that are successful, and claims that it's because they got white people supporting them, and that's the only reason why they are at the level that they're at. So I saw the video, and I gave my take on it, basically saying that like I believe that's her story, that's her truth, right? That maybe Black people do not support her platform, and that there's reasons for that. There's a lot of reasons for that. And so I feel like it struck me for a couple of different reasons, and I said my piece about feeling like, I believe that her experience in life has been that she hasn't been accepted or felt accepted in the Black community, right? And the thing about that whole experience is that I feel like when you have had those types of things happen to you, when you've had those types of experiences, especially growing up like in middle school and high school, where you just didn't feel like you belonged, where you didn't feel like you were welcome or like you fit in or like people understood you, if you don't actually address those issues, you can take that and carry that into your adulthood, into the rest of your life. And so I feel like on the surface, most people realize that that happens. Like, yeah, trauma, childhood trauma, and this happened to me, and this is why I'm this way, and this is why I don't trust people, and all this stuff. But I don't think that people really recognize how much your life affects your brand, like how much it affects your business, how much it affects the types of people that you associate yourself with, the way that you show up, the types of topics that you'll talk about, like all of that stuff, all of that stuff, it makes an impact. Here's the thing, y'all. I feel like if you, like I said earlier, if you have something that I need, and when I look at you, when I hear your story and I can connect to you and I can relate to you in some way, I'm going to support you. Like I have to. I'm going to do whatever I can, whether that's following, whether that's like monetary, whether that's collaborating. Like I when people feel drawn to you and they can connect to you and relate to you, that's just like a human thing to do. And so when I see people talking about this, like this type of stuff, like, and even like take out the whole conversation about black people supporting other black people, right? Like I don't even want to make this just about race. Like if people, like I hear people say stuff like nobody supports my content. Nobody likes the stuff that I put out. No one is liking my page or clicking on my products or buying my products, right? And so when I see people do this, they're like blaming other people for why things aren't going well for them, like why things aren't happening for them. And so when I see people say stuff like that, like, it's funny to do it like in joking, like I posted this video and it only got 200 views. It's a great video. Why did it flop? Right. And we blame the algorithm and all this stuff. But when it comes down to it, there really are like technical things that you can do to improve your circumstances. Like when I when I look at people's pages, like perfect example, I don't remember the creator's name, and I actually have to like respond to her video because she was asking this question about her content. And so exactly, Bullock, that's what I'm getting at. So, and she was saying like I know that I make great content. I know that my content is good. I know that like I'm a great creator and I just don't understand why nobody is supporting my stuff. Like why isn't anybody like liking it? And I have like one of the top I have like a hashtag that has all these views and all these likes. Why am I not doing better? And so when I went to look at her page, there was a couple of things that I noticed. And again, this is not me bashing. This is just me giving like, constructive criticism, and especially because she asked the question, right? And so a couple of things that I noticed is that is that for one, she did not post consistently. Like I was going through and I was looking at her post, and like she will post one video like once every, 3 or 4 days, and then there was like a big chunk of time between June and like September where she only had like 6 videos. And I was like, yeah, like that's not gonna help you grow. Like that's not gonna help you build your platform. And you're not giving yourself enough data. You're not giving yourself enough content to really see what works and to give yourself the opportunity to get in front of people's faces. And the thing that's challenging is that when you are still building and growing your business, you have to be more consistent, like the slowing down and maybe like posting like once a week and stuff like that. That's something that happens further down the line as you get more established. But even some of the people who are top creators when it comes to like income and numbers and influence, they still post consistently. Like they are very consistent, they're very dependable with their content, right? The second thing that I saw is that she did not have like a brand. I literally had no idea who she was talking to. And I think that the part that frustrates me sometimes is that I don't think that people realize that we really don't know who you're talking to sometimes. Like we don't know. And the problem that happens sometimes is that we get so caught up in doing like the trends and doing the things that we feel like are going to get us like in the algorithm. Like we get caught up in all the extra details and the strategies that go along with creating content, but we don't really understand who our people are. And so when I say like knowing who your people are, like do you know what types of TV shows they like to watch? Do you know what they like to do for fun? Do you know what time of day they're scrolling on social media? Do you know the things that they dream of doing, the things that they dream of starting? Do they want to be business owners? Are they entrepreneurs? Do they want to just, like, stick to the career path? Like, do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Are they empty nesters? Like, there's so many details about our people that we don't know, and we're not sharing with them. And a big part of the reason why that happens is because we start our platforms and we start building, but we don't really know why. Like, we don't really know who we want to help, how we want to help them. We don't really have a vision for where we're trying to do or where we're trying to go. We just know we want to make an impact, and that's great. Like, that's great, y'all. I don't wanna discount having, like, that passion and that excitement to help people, but the next step after that excitement is knowing how to help people. Like, what do they need from you? What skills do you have? How does your creativity help people? Like, that's the question that I like to ask. Like, how does your creativity help people? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, is that making sense? So when I looked at her platform, I had no idea who that person is. I'm like, is this for me? Is it not? Like, I see you doing a lot of duets on different videos, but like even the duets, they don't really have a rhyme or reason to it. I don't understand what you want to build and what you want to do with your platform. And so when you don't know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And so I'm seeing that, I'm seeing her post, I'm seeing her content, and I'm recognizing that that's the same thing that's happening with homegirl here, who talking about black people don't support. And it's like, girl, you gotta you gotta give people something to support. So what y'all think about that? What do y'all think about knowing your people? I see y'all on here, y'all getting distracted, man. I always say, look, my people, y'all play too much, but y'all be about y'all business too, but y'all gonna also play too much. And so it's really about knowing how you want to serve people. Like, and really thinking about the things that you do, your creativity as a service. As a content creator, you are serving people, whether that's entertaining, whether that's informing people, whether that's bringing attention to a certain topic or to certain businesses. Like, you are serving people in some way. And so when you're thinking about serving them, you have to think about how do they need to be served? What do they need from you? If you're sitting here listening to me and you like my content, it's most likely because there is something of value that I offer to you. And that doesn't make me feel any kind of way. I get excited because I can help you. I can serve you in some way. And so when I put my content out, that's what I'm thinking about. How can I serve them? How can I help them? What problems do they have that I have the solution to? And when you know how you want to help people, when you understand yourself, when you understand the things that are really important for you to share and put out into the world, it just makes for a much more impactful career as a content creator. And so I think that, like, people feel like content creation is just, you turn your camera on and you talk to it. And the thing that's scary sometimes, especially with TikTok, is that a lot of people kind of just got on here to have fun. Like, they got on here, they just like use it as an outlet, or, just being creative, just to be creative and have fun. And things started to take off for them. But there, you don't know why. Like, have y'all ever thought about that? Like, let's like be like real with yourself. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all too, because I've had this same question. Like, I've sometimes literally wondered why people follow me. Like, what is it about me? Why do you like my content? What is it about me that made you follow me? What is it about this video that drew you to me? What is it about something that I said that made you want to work with me? Like really asking like that question. And the thing that's so beautiful about that is that it's okay to ask that. Like it's okay to wonder that. But after a while, you got to know why. You know, like you got to really understand, oh, this is the value that I bring. This is how I help people. This is how my creativity and my passion comes together to form something that I can give to the world, to help, to serve, to make it better. And so a lot of people like get on here and they just start doing stuff. Like they just start throwing stuff, just throwing noodles at the wall or at the cabinet trying to see what sticks. And you don't really understand yourself. You don't understand the value that you bring. You don't understand how you serve people. You don't understand why people follow you, what they're looking for, what it is that draws them to you, so that you can do more of that, so that that can inform you and guide your decisions. And so that is what I'm seeing here. And the thing that made me so disappointed is that it was approached from a more personal perspective. If she would have taken it that way and thought about it, she could have found that there were solutions to her problem. Like ask. You know what? I want to connect with more black people. That's a group of people that I want to serve, but I don't know how to reach them. I don't know how to serve them. I don't know what they need from me. I don't know how to create the content that resonates with them. And I don't feel like they support me. Okay, why? Because then you can take that information and then you can do something differently instead of projecting and making it everybody else's responsibility. Like that's weird. It's so weird. And so I I had I've had a few moments like that where I had to just be real with myself. And I had to say that my content wasn't very good. It was not very good. I look at some of my earlier stuff on TikTok and I was like, "Child, what was you doing? What was happening? Are you okay?" I think the problem is our reality is our reality. Sometimes we think because it's true for us, it's true for everyone. Right. And it's not. Black people support me real bad. Like that's the first people that's gonna support me, the first people that's gonna share my stuff, the first people that's gonna comment, that's gonna buy. Like that's not my reality. So I was talking about my content. It was not good. And you want to know why it wasn't good? It wasn't good because I wasn't talking about nothing. Like I wasn't talking about nothing. I wasn't talking about nothing that was relevant. I wasn't talking about anything that I cared about. I'm over here saying that I want to help people with their style. This is back when I started TikTok. I was a stylist. And so I'm like, I want to help people with their style, but no one's seeing my content and they're not really recognizing me. And it was like, but you're not advertising it. Like you're not talking about it. You're not showing your style enough. You post once every week, if that. You're not really like committing yourself to any kind of system. Like I'm not committing myself to anything. And when you look at it, like you can't look at what I posted and tell what I do. Like you couldn't tell. I was just on here doing a bunch of trends and wondering why my dancing videos weren't going viral. That one I took personally though, because I felt like my dancing videos was good, but my dancing videos never did well. They're like they're still on there. If you scroll down far enough, you'll see my dancing videos, but they wasn't doing nothing. They weren't doing nothing. They wouldn't do nothing special. And then I tried to like do the dancing videos and talk about style and that was better, but it still wasn't great. And so, like, I had to just be real. I couldn't be mad and be like, "Oh, no one supports me and nobody likes me and I'm not doing anything that I'm over here working so hard and no one cares about my business and nobody's recognizing my content." I was looking at it and I was like, "Nah, fam, you're not doing as much as you think you are." Like, I was not doing as much as I thought I was. And so I had to, like, sit back and, like, think about it and ask some people, like, ask some questions and get some consultations and see, like, what can I do differently with my content? Like, what is it that I'm missing? Like, how can I edit my videos to make them more interesting? Or how can I do I need to change up my lighting? Or do I need to be more, active or engaged? Like, like there's so many different options that I had to improve my content. And the thing about being able to have options to fix it is that it helps you not feel so helpless. Like, it's just a really bad move to be like, this is my problem, you need to fix it. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. But if you look at it and you say, hey, this is my problem, can you give me some feedback? Can you give me some feedback? Like, when you look at my content, when you look at my videos, is there something that I can improve? You see it, friend? Thank you. I did a little something today, y'all. I wanted to elevate. I wanted to make my content even better. And I wanted to stop acting like I wasn't like I'm still scared to get on live because it's not a problem anymore. I am a little bit of a perfectionist, but we on live and that's what matters. And so that was like the biggest takeaway. And so the girls, they ate her up, y'all. They ate her up. They ate her up, man. There was so many think pieces on this topic that I don't think she gonna say nothing on that topic for a while after this. Hopefully she won't. I think she should just like probably sit down somewhere. But I would really hope that like she takes this moment. Yeah, the video I stitched. I really hope that she takes this moment and uses it as an opportunity to ask for feedback because the people that responded to her videos were some really good content creators. Like, they were really good creators, and they're ones that have built careers where they have spanned longer than, a couple of years on TikTok, like established across multiple platforms. And so, like, really taking in what they said and being like, okay, this person has been doing this for a long time. They have built a career doing this. They're established. Maybe I should take what they're saying into consideration for my own career as a creator and seeing like the bigger picture. I really hope that that's what she does. Yeah, I mean, it isn't, but the I guess the point now is not the fact whether it's true or not, for her again, but it's that if you feel a way about it, what are you going to do to change it? I think that's like the bigger question now. Like, if you feel a way about the fact that you don't that black people aren't supporting, if you feel a way about the fact that your videos are not getting views, or you feel a way about the fact that you don't feel like you're not reaching the right people with your content, you're not reaching the right audience, what can you do differently now? Because it's on you, like it's on you. So if that's the truth, again, for her, because she was projecting, that's a you problem. That's a you problem because black people support me. Then what are you going to do differently so that it can change, so you can make it better? She knew that she just went for broke out of frustration. I think that she did too. And the thing that's so funny is that like people really do say stuff for the shock value, but I don't think that she could have anticipated that type of like response. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that anybody can really anticipate when something's going to blow up like that. but I feel like she knew what she was doing. Like, she knew what she was doing, and she knew that that was gonna get people's attention, and so even with the apology video, I was just like, "Man, that ain't enough." That ain't enough. Black people support may be limited, but you can get it, and it's proof out there. Yeah, and it is, and also, I do see that how when you grow, your reach, your audience does expand past like that a core group of people. Like the people that she was naming, yes, they're the people that support them now, their fan base goes beyond black people. But to say that black people don't support and that black people do not cannot help you build your platform or build your brand is that was just that was a personal problem. So, from past experiences and new. Yeah, I'm saying from the perspective of this is the part where I felt like it was intentional. Okay. So, y'all know how when you're creating content, you have like a hook, right? So, then the hook is like the first thing that you say or do in your video that gets people's attention. Like that's the part that's supposed to stop people from scrolling. And so I feel like her saying what she did and phrasing it that way, I felt like that was intentional and I felt like it was for shock value because that's the kind of stuff that people do when they're making content in general. You have the hook, you have your title that gets people's attention, and she used one that usually works pretty well. What was it? Like unpopular opinion. Like if you put unpopular opinion, that's one of them things, it's one of them titles where it usually gets people's attention, right? Because then people like, they love the controversy and the discourse and all of that stuff, the back and forth. Those be the videos where the comment section's probably popping off. Those are the ones you go straight to the comment section. And so I felt like her phrasing it and setting up the video the way that she did was intentional. Like that's just like and there's nothing that you can say to me that's gonna make me feel differently about it. Because I know how it works. Even with my video, like with me using the title that I did, I put black people don't support, with a question mark. Because I know the types of titles that gets people's attention. I know the types of I know those that just comes with being a content creator. You start to learn those things. And so I felt like she said what she said for shock value, but I don't think that she could have really anticipated the blowback and like the response. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like this is there's a I've only seen a couple of the videos. I only saw a couple, mostly because like I started to get a little frustrated. I started to get frustrated with the content, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not perfect. God's still working on me. But from what I saw, I could see that it almost feels like I was saying earlier, like having something unique and having something that people like, but not even knowing what that is. Like not really knowing the true value of it. What did y'all think about the rest of her content though? The people who did watch it. Like what were your thoughts on it? Like do you feel like um there's something there? Do you feel like it is like going somewhere? Do you feel like it is I'm not gonna say that. What are your thoughts on it? Those are empty calorie views. Yeah, and that's kinda how I felt too. Yeah. Doesn't know the business. That was the response of I can't remember the creator's name right now, but that was her response too. She was looking at it and she was like, "It's you got a lot to learn." Like, she said it much meaner. She said it much meaner, but she was like really, really irritated um about most creators who are seeking why We did good, y'all. So this is what I want to leave y'all with for today because I'm trying to pace myself and stretch this out because I'm going live every day for 21 days. 21 days. I'm on YouTube. That's why I'm going back and forth. And I'm on TikTok, YouTube. But I'm going live for 21 days and we are going to be talking about getting unshy. We're going to be talking about branding. We're going to talk about content creation, being an influencer, all of that stuff. Really, whatever comes to mind. This ended up being a topic that just like kind of fell in my lap. So I was like, this is perfect. So I'm going to talk about this. But 21 days, we're going to be going live talking about different topics. And so I'm really excited and I'm not doing it by myself. I got to remember to add that part in. It's a group of us going live. We started today. Today is our first day and everybody has been going live and really like just stepping out and taking this challenge that sounds really wild cuz 21 days is definitely a big feat for somebody who considers themselves to be more shy or more introverted or reserved. And so it's really like a challenge for all of us to tell our story and to, to connect with our people and build our businesses. And so that's what we're doing. But I want y'all to take away from this conversation. If there is something about your content, if there's something about, let's just stick to content right now. If there's something about your content that you don't like, I want you to either think about what it is that you could do differently, whether that's, checking your analytics, whether that's looking at the time that you post, whether that is taking more time to create content that you're really proud of, or having specific topics or goals in mind, right? Or being more consistent. Like, figure out what that is, right? Or if you're not sure, maybe you've looked through it and you try to figure it out and you just don't know what you're doing wrong, ask somebody. Literally, ask someone, ask for feedback, whether that's going to someone who does social media audits, or going to, somebody that that's a content creator, or even asking like the people that's in your community, just like asking for their feedback. What did you think about this? Or, is there something I could have did differently? Or how did this video make you feel? Just reaching out and asking what you can do differently, because I can guarantee you that there is something that you can do that's different so that you can start to get the results that you're looking for. So that's why I want you to take away from this. Stop blaming other people for your content not doing what you wanted to do. Stop making it everybody else's responsibility to grow your brand when you don't even know your brand, if that's the truth for you. All right, y'all. And that's that. That's that. So the goal, Dr. Callie, for going live for me is really to bring people along on this journey of learning how to tell your story. So the interesting thing about talking and like really just being able to get things out is that it helps people to push past like the blocks that they have creatively. A lot of people have been in this space where it's like they have so many ideas and they have so much content and they have so much stuff that they want to do, and they're stuck, like the ideas cannot are not coming to fruition. And so what I have learned throughout this year and pushing myself to go live more is that being able to just talk my ideas out, being able to really just have the space to speak, helps me to think more clearly. It helps me to really express myself. It helps me to connect with people on live and get their feedback and engage with them. And it helps me to really come up with the ideas and the concepts that I need to grow my brand. And so what I want other people to see is the value in not only being able to have that space to speak, to use their voice, but also in being consistent and committing to something. Because there's too many times where like we do something and maybe it's something that's really challenging for us and then we don't do it again for like weeks or months, and then all of a sudden we try to go back to do it and it feels scary again, or we didn't forgot the steps, or now it takes us forever because we haven't gotten ourselves into a rhythm of speaking and showing up. And so that is my goal. My personal goal for this is to show people the value in doing it and showing up. So that's the big one. The second one, though, because there is one that's like just for me. is that I really want this to be like the starting point for my podcast. So I'm streaming this on TikTok and on YouTube because when I do it on YouTube, I can keep the content here. So you can literally watch this replay once we're done. And I can use the audio for my podcast because my podcast has been the project that I've been sitting on for 3 years. 3 years. So if I can get on TikTok and I can talk, I can get on this microphone and talk. And so throughout the 21 days, my goal is to get 21 podcast episodes. So I am it feels like I'm taking on a big task, but I am excited because I know that I can at least commit to 21 days because I've done it before. So like this is like the next level for me. So we got 21 days, but now let's see what 21 days looks like in creating my podcast and getting my podcast started. So that is the goal with it. So if you want to see it on YouTube or if you like caught the end of it and you want to hear the rest of what we talked about, then make sure that y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can see the full thing from beginning to end and anything in there in between where I'll be doing trainings and it won't always be hot topics, but we'll see what happens when we get there. But that's the goal. So thank you so much for asking cuz I didn't even think to share that part. But that's another reason why I love going live cuz I get stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I hope that y'all have an amazing night. And I'll be seeing y'all tomorrow for real because I committed to this and we go together now.